It always feels really strange to finish up a game, and I feel like the Stanley Parable feels very, very strange because it's a game that has felt strange from the first minute all the way to now, as we're about to like finish up with this game too. Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Ormer, and this is the final episode of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. We're going to be doing a few things today. First of all, we're going to be getting two things I want to get here in the office, and then I want to go and do the epilogue, and then I want to do some post stuff after the epilogue as well. I know there's going to be some stuff I didn't get, but I said throughout the whole playthrough, we're not trying to get absolutely everything. I'm going to try to get as much endings as possible. But yeah, if we miss some stuff, it's going to happen, but I definitely feel like I've done a lot of the stuff that I definitely want to do for sure. The first thing we're going to do today...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is the computer.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Now, I'm trying to, like, again, I think we're gonna, like, not hold the bucket for this because, again, it's one of those situations where clearly there's stuff we have to press on these computers. I think we've already, like, pressed these computers then, right? So maybe I need to, like, go up to the office now and get it? Because it's supposed to be 419423, right? I think so. 419423. Where's 419? Wait, 419 is first? Wait, really? There's the bucket. So where's 419? Oh, no, here's 419. Yeah, so I pressed that, and then I pressed the 423 over there. So they are pressed. So the next one would be up in the office then. Right? I think that's where the next one would be. Legitimately, like, I have no problem saying that, you know, I definitely, asked for, like, which number the order was. I have no problem saying that whatsoever. You guys know if I ever, like, you know, either ask for help with something or if I ever look up something on the occasion that I do. And I think it's a rare occasion, but, like, I always try, you know, will be honest with you guys because it's one of those situations that,
came to a set
why
of
not?
Two open
You know what I mean?
doors,
Why would I be, why would I lie about that? You know what I mean? I'm not here trying to take credit for finding all the computers, you know?
Yet there was not a single
What do you guys think? I found all the
either.
computers.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
So there should be the
Coming to a
secretary's office
staircase,
then.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Or this computer over here. Why aren't my computer... Is there some glitch or something? Did I glitch out the game? Or did I already press it? Like, because the next one will be 434. I think I glitched out the game somehow. Or maybe there's something I did in this game. Because, again, I came up here with the bucket and this wasn't closed. You know what I mean? The beige page. I just noticed that now. That's very, very fun. Again, commenting on the mundane aspects of life. Yeah, like, there must be something I did. Right? Because, like... There must be something I did. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that. That I didn't get... Wait, here it is. Wait, what? Is it because you have to click the other computers in the room or something? Okay, it works now. It works now. I won't ever claim to know it all. So then we have to reset and do it again, I guess? It's every single... So it should be
all
now...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I guess I'm going to shut off all these as I'm going by.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I won't ever claim to understand how the Stanley Parable works sometimes. Never. Maybe it was just like this, you had to click the other parts of the computer as well. Okay, let's go up then to... Do this then? Up in the secretary's office?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
that puts my mind at ease, though.
the door on his left.
Because I thought I did something that soft-locked something, you know? And again, not in a bad way. I don't think the game would, like, glitch, but I think, you know, sometimes you can get...
a single person here
locked out of some stuff, like, I think, not, like, legitimately, like, a soft lock, but more just kind of like, you've done this, so now you can't do this, I guess. But I don't think there is, because I think even, like, with other stuff, like, what you call it, the pit and stuff like that, you know, the bottomless pit thing. People said you could even go back and do that at some point as well. So that should be this here. Wait, what is happening? Did I have to click a bunch of computers on the way or something? Did I have to click off every single computer on the way? I'm so confused. Is it a thing where I should not reset?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Okay, I'll switch off every computer on the way. Right, that's all I'll do. I'll switch off every computer I have on the way and see if that works out. If that doesn't work out, we're donezo. You know?
When Stanley came to a set of two
maybe
open
it's, I don't know.
doors,
I have no
he
idea how it
entered
works.
the door on his left.
I have no idea. It should just be the secretary's office. Is there a computer in here? Well, there would be. Like, there's probably a
Yet there
laptop
was
in
not
here,
a
at least with the
single
projector and
person
stuff,
here
right? Unless they're
either.
using like USB key
Feeling
or
a
something.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I think you have to switch off every single computer on the way. I think that's legit what you have to do. Maybe I'm just like wrong. It's just no, not right now. You can get these on just resets. You can just get these on resets. So the next one is 434. I did not know you could just get these on resets. These different hallways and stuff. We can't open any of these doors, can we? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this like kind of like weird hallway gets it, because then that means we can reset to the blue room then, right? If we're randomly able to do that, then we could definitely reset to the blue room then. We should try that. We should definitely try that, because there's some stuff I want to get there too.
All of his
434, which is over here.
What could it mean?
Yeah,
Stanley
what the
decided
hell?
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a.
Okay, this is working out. It's working out. And then we have... And we get this... is this rare or is it 427 is the next one? 427. Oh, okay. 427.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
gonna
Stanley
switch all these
decided to go
computers
to
anyway.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
427 time. 427. .422. Wait, where would 427 be? 424 be here then, right? No, we what? Where's 427?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
427, you better show up right now. 49. What? Where would 427 be? Is there another... I'm trying to think, is there other office buildings with computers here? I don't know. .434, 432, 431. Oh! My own! My own computer. The blue room. Okay, we have to do whatever we have to do in the blue room first.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh my god.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The whiteboard ending? Wait, is that just it? There's no way. Dog mode? What? What? What does dog mode do? You can bark every time you press it. That is nuts. That is literally just this here. Okay, so I went into like all the doors except for the right one last time. But apparently now you can do like a dog bark. Let's keep the dog bark, I guess. And let's reset one more time. That's, again, just like that's what the ending is. Just a whiteboard ending. And then we have this. That's really fun. Really charming. With this dog. I don't know why we have a dog bark, but... Huh? What do you mean heaven? Oh my god, that's rough on the eyes. Oh my god, I'm gonna stop spinning. Wait, is this buttons? Are they buttons? Wait. The music as well, this biblical type music. Can I say, is this trying to say that Stanley's heaven has always been like just him getting to press buttons over and over again? That's always been his heaven? His idea of heaven is like getting to just push buttons all day. The buttons light back up after a while. Wait, what do we do? What? Do I just reset? Is there a certain order of buttons I need to press? Because this is weird on the eyes. This is a crazy visual. An absolutely crazy visual. I'm assuming that this is probably just like one of those things we have to reset a bit. Again, like, I don't know. I have no idea, because I know for a fact, like, what could happen to the Stanley Parable is that I can reset right now, and then I'll get a comment. And again, this isn't anything against comments, by the way. I'm glad you guys let me know that there's other aspects to parts of the game. But it generally feels like one of those moments where if I reset, someone's like, you know, will be like, wait, you could have pressed all the purple buttons and seen, you know, Solid Snake. I'm guessing it's a reset, though. I'm guessing it is. Because, again, like, if nothing has even been said at this point, yeah. Now, should we try get that again, but with the bucket? Right?
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
Those
of
random
his
lines, by the way.
It's bucket time.
If I press all the buttons... Oh, no, maybe you can't. Yeah, you can't do it again. It seems you can't do it again anyway. Unless I have to press this as well. Yeah, I think it's only a one-time thing. Maybe it isn't. I thought there'd be like a bucket ending as well. We'll try and reset one more time. And we'll see. We'll see how it happens. And maybe I'll press all the buttons again. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. How do we do it? Wait, we wouldn't be able to do that with the bucket, though, would we not? Because how would we press that with the bucket? This phone? What phone is ringing? Huh?
Good morning.
What?
Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
What?
We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Sure.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness
That's so
Foundation.
weird hearing other voices ever. Where are my boxes? Wait, you can go back in. What is happening now? What with the boxes and stuff? You can go back into 427, so can we go back in with the bucket? But what's this with the boxes?
It's bucket time.
It's bucket time. What's this about the box delivery? Man, so... Again, 100%, I have no problem saying that this wasn't the moment where I was like, oh, answer the phone. I just thought that was always like a random noise, whatever. Because I probably heard the phone before, but I probably always thought it was a random noise. I remember someone like a bit ago was like, oh, yes, remember, like if you hear a phone, you can actually like answer, which I would have just thought was random noises, 100%. Again, I'm never going to take credit for stuff just to be like, to be like, oh yeah, look, I just found this phone thing. It's like, no, like 100% I'll let you guys know whenever like I find out something myself, and when something is like, actually given a hint of, you know what I mean? But I don't even like, I wonder like if you have to, if there's a box delivery, would that be in the loading bay? Right? That's the only place I could really think that they'd be. Should we try? I'm worried about the not like resetting this ending by accident, but I don't think it will. See what I mean? I don't think it will reset this part here, but I'm worried about also like, you know, missing this idea. Let's go. Okay, let's hit this and then we'll check the thing afterwards, right? I don't know. It would be in the okay, let's do this and then go to the loading bay afterwards. That's what we'll do. Now, will the bucket change this ending? Whoa. What? What the hell are we witnessing right now? The music coupled with like the pillars over here? Wait, they're bucket stands, like the stand we put the bucket on? I don't think I'm actually moving. Is this another one we have to reset again? So heaven to us the first time without the bucket was pressing buttons. Heaven the second time is picking up the bucket. Is that what we're getting at? Because this looks like the exact stand of the buckets. I think that's what we're getting at here. This gives me chills, man. The fact that they've even programmed this into the game. Oh, now it's purple. Is insane. It's insane. So the one ending is the... One ending is the idea of the... Is it darker in here than before? One ending is that without the bucket. Oh, there's the bucket.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. Oh. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Excuse me. This is so crazy. The fact that like we could have had these interactions all along and I just didn't even realize. Like we have a box delivery of just like a bunch of boxes, because that is a part of like, you know, companies and businesses and stuff like that too. It's like, you know, like they're like, oh, we got, you know, stuff you don't think gets delivered. Like, oh, hey, we got our shipment of scissors. You know, it's like, what? You got your shipment of scissors? It's like, yeah, we got our shipment of scissors. Like, you know, or you got your we got our box delivery today. But it's like, yeah, like companies need boxes. Hey, we got a delivery of new paper holders. You know, like, and it does that. Well, they all come from the same company, obviously, like stationery and stuff like that too. But that's pretty freaking crazy. Is there more boxes everywhere else? Gee, we should check out as much of this whole building as we can for this. For sure. Oh my god, this is so fun.
When Stanley came to a set of
two
open doors,
I think going the official office way is probably the best way to go about it, to see if there's more boxes here. Maybe it's only in the first area. If it is, we'll reset and we'll... Just said no number on it. Yeah, it probably just is in the first area.
Person here either.
Which is fair. We'll check it. We'll check the boss's office, and if there's nothing
Stanley
there, we
decided to go
on.
up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So yeah, the ending's there. Very interesting to me. Yeah, that's fine. Because obviously, like, it's very, like, to me, it's like one of the most straightforward endings. Weirdly enough, it's one of the most straightforward endings, while also not being straightforward at all. I thought one of the desks was gone. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's not... Wait.
All of his co-workers were gone.
No! Wait, what happened? Just
Stanley
because we got the outer ending, it won't open
room.
now?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do I have to do all the endings all over again?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, no. I had an idea. Is it back to doing this now? No, it's not. Wait, can I reset again? And see if it'll stay opened? Yeah, hopefully it'll stay open. No, it won't stay open anymore. Because we already got the both endings. I was going to close the door with the bucket in my hand. I was going to say, yeah, it's one of the most straightforward endings, but also being one of the weirdest endings. And what I mean by that is, like, it just literally is... Wait. We no longer have the dog either. It literally is like, you know, it's a crazy ending. We're showing, like, what heaven is. But yeah, on one side, when we have the bucket, our heaven is literally being with the bucket. When we don't have the bucket, our heaven is just being placated in another way, pressing buttons. Stanley, you know, longs, even if it's not good for him, longs to
his
be
co-workers
placated,
were
longs
gone.
to be
What could
satisfied,
it
longs to
mean?
be satiated.
Stanley decided
you know?
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. Oh, please. Are you
Is this the
really
door?
just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Wait, you want me to do more?
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Sure. Imagine we have the dog barking right
I'm
now.
still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Again, it kind of like a commentary on achievements, I guess. An idea of what's worth it for an achievement.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Okay.
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. That's... Here?
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437? That is... Wait, does this door close... What? Wait, what's up with the doors closing behind us? That's never happened before. Why are the doors closing behind us? What? That's never happened before.
It's bucket time.
I reset the game again just in
Stanley
case.
decided to go to the... Oh, please. Are you really just
Maybe
doing
it was a
this for the
glitch?
achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
So let's do this again. I just don't...
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
What is happening with the computers? What is happening with the computers? What are you talking about? What is happening? Wait a second. What? Oh my god, this is so different. It didn't close this time though. What? Should we go up and check the office upstairs? Okay. We're interrupting this achievement, so I might do the achievement and then, like, yeah. This is so crazy. This is Stanley Parable to be noticing something else while doing something else.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way,
so
no matter
charming.
what the cost.
It's so charming.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
The idea of it, just like, again, talk about the idea of what achievement we have to make. Like, you know, like, again, there's a lot of talk of, like, you know, get collectibles achievements in this game too. But I think it's also funny the narrator kind of like talking to us about, like, you know, what an achievement is worth and like how hard we're working to get that achievement. Because they have achievements that are very difficult to get, right? Or at least not difficult, maybe it takes time at least to get a lot of them.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Where's 437? Here it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere.
I get the excitement
now,
in the narrator's
door
voice.
415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Where's 415? 415? Is 415 this way? It would be, yeah, it would be.
Now, back to door number 437.
He's like, it's almost like he's coming up with the idea. What he is, he's coming up with the idea. Did you see something? Coming up with the idea of what the achievement is worth on the spot.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine. Okay, where's the copy machine? Oh, this one?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I get it. Wait, did the copy machine start working? No, okay. Yeah, this is just a really like fun little side thing as well. It's 417 he wants us to go back to, right? Where it generally feels like it's another one of the narrator, the narrator's ideas, to make his game more fun, to make it more appealing.
Now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Here? Sure. What's this? Oh, the balloon. I thought it was like a wire like connecting it. Just climb up here like that. It's tough to climb sometimes. Is the balloon making it harder?
Yes!
Okay, there we go.
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Ah, now I know why I couldn't do this while we got the bonus content, because this door was not here, right?
We've almost got it!
So excited.
Now the copy machine, do that one again!
And again, now I know that it's like genuine excitement for the narrator. I'm like, it makes it like way more charming than ever before,
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Let's go.
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
I've never heard the narrator make that noise.
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far.
Did I
we've
actually
come
get an
today.
achievement for that?
Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks.
This is definitely a commentary on
Really
its own achievements.
What were you thinking?
And that's it. That's it. Again, it's definitely like, they know their achievement. They're crazy. They know they are. I'm assuming I got achievement there. Like, I turn off achievements. I know, like, a lot of people aren't fans of that. Like, the reason I turn off achievements sometimes in games, depending on the game, is because sometimes I would play a game, like a playthrough of a game, and the pop-up would happen before I even finished the story. And it was from Subnautica. Subnautica is an absolutely superb game. Like, and I kind of want to play Subnautica Below Zero very soon. But one of the things that happened in Subnautica was like a few times, like, because the way the game is so open world, I know it's different from other games. I think like once or twice, maybe it's only once, I like looked around the place and and I wasn't even looking at the thing, and it had the thing where it said reached this place, and I was like, oh, okay, I've already gotten here, when I didn't even see the place yet, and it's just my little thing where I'm like, it's the same thing of like, when you defeat a boss and the pop-up pops up and it goes like finished, finished Dragon Age 0. Finished. I'm trying to think of a random game. That's an actual game though. I tried to think of a game that wasn't a game. Finished Dragon, Dance 2. And like it's like, wait, that was that is the boss. Okay, it's the ending then before you even get to credits. You know what I mean? But in this case, it's like really interesting even without the achievement. To me, like it's one of the most meta things to like comment on the idea of like, oh, this is your game. This is the game we created. We know our achievements are difficult. We know they're really like off the wall and crazy. But a lot of you are still going to try to get them. And for people who are like, just trying to get like a little achievement here or there,
Stanley came
click
to a
on the
set
door
of
5
two
times, the
open
game's
doors.
like, oh, you
He
thought that was
entered
worth it. At least the
door in his
narrator's
hand.
like, you thought that was worth it, because he wants people to really work for his achievements. And I think it adds to the idea of like how he thinks about collectibles as well. The
Yet
idea
there
that he
was
thinks
not a
collectibles
single
should just
person
be.
here either.
I first thought they should just be
Feeling
for
a wave
the
of disbelief,
feeling of collecting
Stanley
something.
decided to go up
But
to
now
his
he truly
boss's
believes that,
office.
like,
Coming
it's,
to a staircase, Stanley walked
At least from my
upstairs
perspective,
to
he
his
believes they're actually
boss's
super
office.
fun just for the experience that he had with them as well. But like, I think it's also combined with the fact that he thinks that people who like try to collect collectibles and like want more collectibles, want more achievements, fans in general are like clamoring hands going like, please give me the achievement. But in this case, like he's so excited to give us an achievement if we quote unquote work for it, I guess. Okay, it's not here. Maybe that's not an ending. Maybe that's just like something they were trying to like do like as a fun thing. Possibly. Yeah, maybe it's just a fun thing. That's okay. Okay, so I think we're ready to do the epilogue. Someone pointed out there's a yellow line point the epilogue. I hope it makes sense what I was saying. I was saying the narrator's comment on the fact that like that his game is going to have like harder achievements, and the game itself does have harder achievements. And it's almost like it's a harmless commentary because like it doesn't actually matter. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like, yes, some people it matters because some people are like achievement hunters and it probably drove them crazy, but I think it's an intentional thing. The game wants to drive some achievement hunters who are trying to get everything crazy. I don't think it's insulting achievement hunters. I think it's trying to do a nudge kind of wink to the achievement hunters being like, oh, try and get this on, you know? And then this is probably for an ending for those people like achievement hunters who it's like, again, another nudge on the arm, like wink, wink, hey, oh, you think this is worth it? Then do this, then try that, then do that. Whereas for people who don't like go for trophies like me personally, like it's also a funny ending because again, it's just him once again commenting on the idea of how game development happens, what like, you know, what makes a good game, you know, and in this case, like what warrants a trophy, you know? Let's check the epilogue out. Let's go. I'm excited but nervous. Many, many years later. Many years later? What? This is from the ending for the first extra content. Why? What seeketh thee? Oh? Why is this strangely beautiful? Why is this weirdly beautiful? Do I sit on the chair? It's a lone chair sitting in front of a fireplace. Is this another commentary on the idea that like Stanley felt warmth in his office chair? Stanley felt something like comfort in his office chair? Oh my god! This music is gorgeous, by the way. What the hell are we witnessing here? Oh my god, man, this music is stunning. I was walking through this desert alone. What? There's no narrator, there's nothing like that. They're trying to showcase we've been walking through here for a while, right? It's strangely stunning, it's strangely haunting, right? Wait, we got back here? What, did we walk all the way out and then we came back? Isn't this the location from earlier? It's the memory place, right? Oh, this music is very... What is that? What is that? Is it like a silo or something? It's the escape pod! What? It's the escape pod and now we have the bucket! What the hell? Wait, is this gonna affect the ending? Which ending I get if I don't have the bucket or if I don't have the bucket? That's so crazy because we did the escape pod and then we got the bucket. We have some comfort for the bucket. That is a really cool touch. Back here in the memory area. Ooh, the music. Oh, this is kind of creepy, isn't it? Well, more than creepy. Whenever we don't hear the narrator's voice, it's always very creepy though, isn't it? Such a really freaking cool space, but like it's so cramped and claustrophobic and but also lost and like empty. It feels like everything, like all the memories, all the stuff that we done has fallen apart. All the stuff the narrator set up for us has fallen apart. Cookie Nine's blog. Wait, what? Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Disagree. Rather than expand on what made the first enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What are the enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. And well, there you go! Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. The reason why that's so good is like, it's like the whole time it's like, this is not very good. This isn't good. The bucket's added. Oh, this is actually quite comforting though, you know? This is a comment on the actual Stanley Parable 2 in terms of like, you know, the narrator's game. And it's obviously someone who didn't get to the other endings, right? That idea of the other endings, like in kayfabe, in the idea of the game, like, you know, it's this, like they played the Stanley Parable 2 but didn't get the but then again it said they got the bucket, so maybe they're talking about the bucket in the museum as well, I guess. Not the museum, what did they call it? The bucket in the area with the bucket where the all the showcase of what the new features are going to be like. What the hell? Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to a massive success in 2013, its creator made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to Stanley Parable 2 has prompted developers to rethink their ambitions and outlined in the press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just now what fans want. Reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series, but that player would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game, and to stop assaulting fans with their reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Once again, the idea of like, I don't know, it feels once again like a, you know, again, commenting on the fact that, like, you know, I guess like the idea that Stanley Parable 2 is an unbelievably creative game within the game, but in this world, the Stanley Parable 2 has failed to meet expectations. So a lot of fans are thinking, hey, we just wanted more of the same, but they tried to do something like kind of interesting, which has actually prompted Stanley Parable fans to not be very happy with that idea, especially with the word sorry. And it's also, I think, commenting on the fact that, like, you know, and it's something you see a lot with video games as well, which is very disappointing, which is a video game could, all these buttons, a video game could literally sell.
Jim.
Oh my god. Like, I'll see so many times like there'll be announcements like, this game sold, you know, 4 million copies. And you're like, wait, what?
Jim.
It sold 4 million copies. That's amazing, you know? Because years ago, I remember when a game hit 1 million copies, it was like, whoa, you've done it. Well done. You've done something absolutely incredible. Jim. But nowadays, like, some games have hit 1 million. I remember when Like a Dragon hit 1 million, everyone was like, that's incredible, because it was incredible for them. What's that? Oh, that's like the achievement lights again, right? The collectible lights. But now it's one of those situations where games are so expensive for no reason.
Stanley. Jim.
What?
Jim. Stanley.
Stanley?
Stanley.
No, there's one for Stanley. He changed it for Stanley. What is that? What is that? That shows the narrator was putting in effort, by the way, in the game. But yeah, like, and when I say no for no reason, it's just like people, like, what will happen is, like, you'll see a game put in destructible rocks on the side of a mountain where you're in the mountain for 2 minutes, and you're like, and like you shoot the rocks and all the rocks come tumbling down, and it's like someone shared that on Twitter for 2 minutes, and no one's ever gonna notice that again. And and then your game then is considered a failure, even though it sold 4 million copies, because the budget is freaking crazy. You know what I mean? Art style will always be better than graphics. You know, always to me. Always, always, always. Oh, yeah, it is all the collectibles. Can we collect them now again? Let's go. Collecting all the, oh, wow, this is very dark. Wait, what? Oh boy, look at the looking back up again as well. It feels like, yeah, his whole game has fallen apart. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Are you kidding me? I know that sign was there before, right? At the ending of the... Oh, this is the new content room, right? Wait, what? What are we doing? Hello again? Wait, is it you? It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read the developer said preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not scared. We do not need to protect Sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it to the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that narrator was the problem? No, he wasn't. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. That is true. He was very self-conscious about what people thought of him. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not that hard. In fact, let me show you. Today we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. What is this game doing? It's simple. All we do is change the number of the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead. Try combining some random words together to make a new title for the game. Wait, are you kidding me? Stop. Stanley Parable. Actually, Stanley Parable, like, an interesting title would be like Employee of the Month, but we don't have the Employee of the train station computer virus. Oh, Employee of the computer virus. Or maybe we could do Employee of the space. It's absurd. I love it. Man, so this is the guy who's talking to us before the game starts. Once again, this person is the one who's talking to us. And it's interesting that, like, you know, the narrator is, like, the one that's trying to make everyone, like, make us and themselves and the player happy. But they're talked down to when, in a way, like it's so weird now looking back of how we first saw the narrator. Now I look at him kind of like he was trying to preserve, not like the integrity of Stanley Parable. He was trying to make Stanley Parable fun. Every time you start the game, we'll advance the number of sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. What? And nothing in the game itself will change if you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. So they're telling us that this is it. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it. But I want to say, wait, don't do it? I understand sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Wait, what? Wait, did I have to do that again? Let me just check something here. I might have to go through that whole epilogue again. I'll see. Yeah, I think I do.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Because I know the content door is going to open up again,
Stanley
right?
decided to go to the meeting room.
The new yeah, okay. Let's do that again. Okay, we're back here again. You're back. It's good to see you again. Didn't take that long, by the way, whatsoever. Did you reconsider my idea of how? Yeah, I did reconsider. Would you like to start doing that now? Yeah, let's do it. Good, it's agreed. The new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement. What broken achievement? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. All right. The achievement machine. Oh, wait, what? You see, I'm on your side. We're in this guess we have to go back to the achievement machine. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one thing left we need to do. Please enter the current time. Oh my god, the current time. It is, for me, 10:37. No, AM. There we go. It is 10:37. Also, the computer is barely visible. Like around here. I love that. I tried to like make us oh my god, employee in the space. Are you kidding? What? This is such a crazy way of doing it. It really is. In the end, like, this ending and this epilogue became an entire... It's heartbreaking in a way. It's a heartbreaking ending to me. And the reason why it's so heartbreaking to me is that all the work the narrator put into creating a better place for us and a better world for us and a more fun space for us as players and Stanley as a person as well, was kind of like, in a way, spat upon by this ultimate creator who was like, the narrator doesn't know what they're doing anymore. I'll once again change this so it's gonna be again. It's official, by the way. It's 100% official. Almost like willingly so. He told us, "You are in a loop forever now." I look at this new title screen. I don't think it's gaudy. I think it's kind of pretty, but it does say the reason why it's sad is again, it's just the narrator who had this creative vision. Even if the vision isn't something that's amazing, by the way, right? Like let's be honest. Like the whole idea behind his creative vision is that it's like he's trying to throw everything at the wall to see what sticks, but all of it is in an effort to make the player happy, right? Because he is self-conscious. He cares so much about the player thinks. But what won in the end, in a way, was the ultimate creator over both us, over Stanley and the narrator, decides that it's about commercializing it. Which again, there's nothing wrong with like selling your game 100%, but like it's not about the creativity. It's about just the making a game. And that is very like, it's sad only because it feels like all of the self-consciousness and all the bad feelings the narrator had about like, trying to make the best possible, like this car beeping is so funny to me, ends up being spat back at him. You know what I mean? It ends up being spat back at him. And I understand as well, as I said, the narrator's like things that he created were not these superb creations.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All the time,
What could
right?
it mean?
They weren't like this thing where it's like,
Stanley
holy crap,
decided to
that's
go to the
amazing. Is the
meeting
new
room.
content door open now?
Perhaps
It
he had
is open,
simply
great.
missed a memo.
Piano room? But he was trying. And to hear someone just badmouth him and say like, like that he doesn't understand what this game is, when in fact, without the narrator, this game is nothing. There's something heartbreaking about it.
It's bucket time.
In the end, our epilogue and our ending to this game was the ultimate creator saying we're still in a loop forever, and the narrator having nothing to do with us in the last moments. So now we can go through the new content door. Oh my god, look at that. They're saying, hey, you can go back. You can go back. If you need to go back, you should go back. Very fun stuff. I don't know, it broke my heart, the ending, the epilogue. I don't know if that's the intention, if it's supposed to make me feel really bad, but it did. It made me feel bad for the narrator, who at least tried for us, I think it's also
Stanley,
credit.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley
Oh, this is from before as well.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra
It's not
deluxe
disappointing
version has
though.
turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark.
This is
and
painful
any new
now.
content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first
music
time
as well.
ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
And you know what? That breaks my heart now to hear that too again. Because when we first heard it, it was like, oh, that's kind of gaudy, right? That's like, oh, Stanley, forget the extra content. Let's just do a sequel. Now, like again, in the context, the sequel to him was like something where he could really try to make us happy. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a
It's
few
amazing.
minor
It's
additions?
amazing, narrator.
Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a
Thank you so
fully
much.
fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I don't think it's gonna happen that way, but like I can't believe I'm feeling kind of emotional.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra
I feel so bad for the
Deluxe,
narrator.
don't you
I really do.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Like, look, even now, because now, again, at the time, I thought this was gaudy. I thought this was tacky. And now it's like, no, he actually did something, like, pretty, like, again, for us. You know what I mean?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around
And there it is.
them.
There's
It'll all work itself out.
there's a want
Game
to make this
development
better.
is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
a self-conscious wanting to make this better, right? A self-conscious like need to make this better. The fans hurt him, and he's being insulted by the Ultimate Creator for caring too much. You know what I mean? That's what's happening.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
So there's 3 things I know I have to try out, which is first of all this thing over here.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that one? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
You eventually got to
But
say
of
Stanley,
course,
though.
in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine...
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished.
Oh, sorry,
setting up
sorry,
the
I'm so sorry, I'm so
backstory.
sorry,
If you
narrator.
don't properly roleplay as Jim,
It's okay,
then
you know,
you'll
that's
never
fine, that's fine.
understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
I get you.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me
I'm so
finish
sorry,
first.
narrator. I'm so sorry.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as
Jesus.
Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
Of course.
Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Like he's again. That to me now it goes from being like just a joke to now him showing how much he cares. You know what I mean? Showing how much he truly cares about this this game, and us. He eventually got the Stanley button to work, but now he's also trying to get us as immersed as possible to press this. You know, and he's genuinely excited about this.
What a thrill! What a rush! That was you. The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second
Lovely.
time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can
Cowboy?
be too much, Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
So again, like I love the different perspectives in this game now. How like I'm going through this kind of like feeling kind of like emotional for the narrator. Like this to me, like I went from being like, oh, this is so, you know, as I said, gaudy and tacky, to be like, oh, like look, I'm adding these new features to the game. I think of fantastic, Stanley. You know, to being like, oh my god, man, this is like someone who like clearly wants us to be happy. Clearly wants us to fall into the world and be immersed in the world. You know, the whole description of Jim, he has a comedic aspect to it 100%, but also it's him desperately trying to like make sure that like we feel the impact of every moment in this game, right? For sure. So we have to find the QR
I suppose I
code.
could allow only people named Jim to play the
No, you
Stanley
got it.
Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
There was a desk and a QR code. Is it over here? With the merch desk? I think it is. But how do I scan this? Is it actually scan it with my phone? Because do I actually have to scan it? With my phone? That's insane. 1 second. I thought they meant like scan it in game. Let me just scan it here now. I won't be able to like show you guys, but I'll be able to. I don't do this often, so I hope I remember how to do this. It's that, isn't it? Only allow this time. think so, right? Okay. I went to a link. A sequel, huh? Watch our helpful informative video to learn about Stanley Parable and the journey becoming a sequel is all about. There's a direct YouTube link. That's new. If you're more of a prequel sort of person, check out the Stanley Parable. Thanks. Oh, it's literally like a video about the Stanley Parable. Okay. Hold on a second here. How long is this video? And is this an unlisted video or is this like public? This is a full like 9-minute video. It really is. Give me like I will watch this. I will watch this, but I want to get into a more appropriate space to watch this. Okay? Okay? So, it's a full video. I have it there in my history. I will legitimately watch that and I'll put it in this video as well. That is very, very, very cool. I thought it was going to be like a 2-minute clip. It's a full like 9-minute video. Very interesting stuff. Okay. Here's the video from the QR code, by the way.
Say there, Timmy. What's that you're enjoying?
What are you doing?
Why? It's breakfast, of course. Everyone loves breakfast.
Did they really film
But
like a
did you
classic
know that
video for this? Let's see if
breakfast
there's subtibtles. What? Oh, the UI
Getting a
changed for
sequel-
this. Sorry, guys. That's my bad. They changed the UI for this. Like it's not bad,
Say
but
there,
just
Timmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why? It's breakfast, of course.
Okay.
Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel? That's
What?
right. It's called Lunch. And critics
no.
are raving that Lunch will be everything breakfast was and more. With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it.
I actually like
Say,
breakfast more than
you
lunch.
know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy? Why? Sequels are the world's way of clinging helplessly to the past. We all want more of the
Interesting.
things we love, and we're all afraid of change, which is what makes sequels so popular.
Oh, this is kind of what they were talking
New
about in the game,
ideas are
right?
dangerous, Timmy, and they can lead to early aging. This eager-minded young thinker is just 29 years old. That's why we have sequels, to keep us couched in the familiar and the comfortable.
And that's what it is, satiation. The
Sequels are
game's
the
about
bedrock of a
satiation.
healthy, functional society. And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance, this man is developing a sequel to the automobile.
It's trying to argue that like a sequel is not just a. I actually kind of like this new UI for the YouTube thing, by the way, the YouTube app. But it's like way more simplistic, I guess, so you can actually see everything even when you're pausing. But still, I actually think it's so funny here, like that it is arguing that like everything's a sequel and everything is just to make ourselves feel. Everything is just like a slight variation on something we've done before, you know. And in a way, like that's what Stanley Parable has been. It's about the idea of like just slight variations actually make a big difference. That surprisingly made a big difference, but weren't supposed to make such a big difference.
which we'll call the vertical automobile.
Stop.
It's a useless, impractical invention. And in 2 days' time, the man will be publicly stoned to death
Huh?
for his crimes against gravity.
A couple of people on the plane as
Not all
well.
sequels are heretical nonsense, however.
An aeroplane.
Here's the man who invented breathing, which is the sequel to suffocating and dying a slow death. Even your parents are getting a sequel, Timmy. Their names are Rob and Jessica, and they'll be taking care of you once your original parents are sent back in time to fight a secret war for the government.
So it's even like, hey, your new adopted parents are going to be the sequel to your original parents. It is like, again, it's funny in a way, but there's also like, as usual with these like videos, they've done like videos like before, not like this. This is like a full production. Well, I wonder if they're just using old clips. Maybe you guys can let me know. But it really feels like the old, like the kind of self-help videos that they do in Stanley Parable as well, always like are very funny, but there's like an air of just like something uncomfortable about them. And I think it is just because like, you know, the black and white stuff where generally the world at this time in these like the time of these black and white movies, so it was like very much dangerous for like everyone involved, you know, and like wasn't an amazing time at all actually when you look back. Yeah, there's like, you know, the magic to the idea of like looking back at the old noir and like 30s eras, like with movies and stuff like that too. But there's something about it, it's just like I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe even looking at this.
Sequels can be very fashionable. This young woman is wearing 5 shirts at once, which is the sequel to wearing 4 shirts at once.
Stop.
Look at Becky over there, wearing only 2 shirts at once. Get with the times, Becky.
Not Becky.
In fact, there
Leave
is only
Becky
one
alone.
single thing in the world that isn't a sequel. It's this. We don't know what it is or why it exists, but it's the prequel from which all sequels are derived.
Oh no.
And just like everything else, the Stanley Parable is getting a sequel too. We all know, of course, that it was your favorite game as a child. Don't you remember those long, lazy afternoons you spent playing the Stanley Parable?
Again, it's playing on those things where it's like you don't want to grow up, you don't want to get to progress. Stanley, you have to stay here right now. To the player, it's like, come on, stay here, play Stanley Parable. It's gonna be the same thing, but like a little bit different, right? You know, you're it's bad to like make too many advancements, right? It's like, again, satiating the player while also trying to satiate the like Stanley, right?
Watching your precious youth fritter away hour after hour. We've all wasted our childhoods in one way or another.
I guess so.
And you were fortunate enough to get to waste yours on the Stanley Parable. But the Stanley Parable came out years ago, and you're not a child anymore. You're a man, which is like the sequel to a child. And as a man, you want manly things like taxes and cheating at baseball. You need
cheating at baseball, maybe, not taxes.
Game, Timmy.
Actually, like with taxes, like in Ireland, it's actually like pretty, you know, it's, you do pay tax on like your stuff, I guess, and like, yeah, like in a certain percentage. But like, what I do like about Ireland is that like most like food, everything is already like, everything's implemented in tax already. So you don't have to like pay the extra tax, because I heard like, maybe you Americans can let me know, but there's like a thing in America where like you have to pay like the tax when you get to the counter sometimes.
And that's why the Stanley Parable 2 will be perfect for you. It's as manly as video games can get. And if you don't believe me, let's look at the burly hunk of a man who's responsible for the game. Huh, here he is, hard at work. His name is Gregory 8-Pack, and he's the cutting picture of raw, virile masculinity. Gregory is what we call the ideas guy, and he has the most important role on the team.
Okay.
The ideas guy tirelessly comes up with interesting concepts and then hands them off to the rest of the developers for the relatively simple job of turning those concepts into reality. For example, he's the one who picked up the phone and declared, "Someone ought to make a sequel to the Stanley Parable." Good work, Gregory. Go ahead and take the rest.
This is commenting on executives just wanting something done, right? Remember we made like that Subnautica game? You should make another Subnautica game. You know, that type of thing. It really does feel like it is like, you know, Persona 5's doing well. Make him one of those Persona 5 games. You mean Persona 6? No, I want Persona 5, you know? It feels like an executive, like, it's like parodying the idea, or like making fun of the idea that like, this is what some executives will do. Like at EA, they just go, we should make another Star Wars game, right? And it's like, oh, well, what way we're going to do that? You figure it out, you know? It's just handing it off to someone else
of the day
and then canceling it a year later.
With the hard part out of the way,
the hard part.
The game can now begin. The game's developers must answer a simple question. What makes a sequel in the first place? Well, it's simple. Sequels are an opportunity to correct the mistakes of their predecessors. We've all made mistakes, and we've all caused harm to someone we love in order to cover up our mistakes. When developing this particular sequel, it's important to start by thinking, what mistakes did the original Stanley Parable make?
Okay.
Well, first off, most of the pornography in the original game was stolen or pirated.
Huh?
And it's time we paid the licensing fees fair and square.
What do you mean?
Second, the Stanley Parable was catastrophic for this man named Leroy.
Why?
Whose personal information, including home address, social security number, and bank information,
that's not good,
were all displayed prominently in multiple locations throughout the game.
You know for a fact people ran back and tried to find that.
Money and identity were stolen. The fact remains that his personal information was the emotional core of the game, and absolutely vital to a nuanced understanding of the story. As reparation for the harm we caused him, the sequel will contain a brief and insincere apology to Leroy, tucked deep within the game where it will be difficult to find. Finally, the Stanley Parable made the mistake of leaking too many government secrets about the nature of the Time Wars.
There's the Time Wars again.
Without these intricate details of specific military tactics, the story is likely to make very little sense. But we've decided to remove them from the sequel in the interest of helping the state's efforts. We'll get to you yet, Time Dracula. Now then, it's time to set about constructing the Stanley
This is really well done. This is really well done in a way that, again, it has this like very comedic style to it, but there's also like very much saying a lot on the like the essence of the Stanley Parable as well, right? The mistakes that they made in the first one that they want to improve. And again, it's commenting on video game development. And I think it never makes fun of video game developers, but I think it does make fun of like the ideas around video games in a very fun way. Always charming. It never feels like, oh, this is like, again, as I said, being mean-spirited. It's just like commenting on the idea of like people trying to fix mistakes in the first one, people saying that some stuff that doesn't seem very important has to stay in the sequel, even though it was a detriment to something. The executive like calling up and asking people to just make game. It's like all this like commentary on video game development.
Level 2. Game development is a difficult and complex art.
100% it's a miracle.
One which can only be fully understood by this race of hyper-intelligent child soldiers bred in laboratories. They begin by studying the original Stanley Parable. Here it is in its raw, untouched form, a specimen of technological perfection. Time to exploit it for profit.
There we go.
We begin by adding jokes. The Stanley Parable was most widely known for its stark lack of humor,
No.
bucking all conventional industry wisdom.
No.
It was a bold artist statement that its developers stood firmly behind.
I think the game was super funny, but it started off really terrifying, and then there was more jokes as we went on. And I think the jokes are like very meta in a way that doesn't feel ever pushed or forced. That's the way I look at it.
But in 2022, it's impossible to reach even a single consumer of video games without jokes of some kind. So very well, jokes it'll be. During its development, over 500 kiloliters of comedy will be funneled directly into the core of the Stanley Parable 2.
It's a lot of
creating
comedy.
Jobs for hundreds of machine operators and producing 30,000 tons of pollutant chemical byproduct.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Which will be pumped
Amazing
directly
stuff.
into local lakes, rivers, and beautiful nature reserves like these all over the country. Another common complaint of the Stanley Parable is that there wasn't enough gameplay.
Oh,
And
they're
so
adding
for
more
the
gameplay.
sequel, its developers have gone to great lengths to fix this problem. Here we can see gameplay being printed onto sheets.
What?
Every video game contains as many as 1,000 sheets of gameplay, and several of the largest games ever made contain close to 1,500. On mobile devices, the gameplay sheets have to be printed smaller. For the Stanley Parable 2, as many as 35 new gameplay
Again,
sheets
it's
are
like
being
it's boiling
printed,
it down to
each
like
of
a
which
factory
must be
setting, right?
delicately massaged by the hands of a child before being added into the game.
What?
This man is stealing gameplay sheets from the factory, which he likely intends to use for a personal project he's been
Okay.
developing in his spare time.
Good on you, bud.
A good public stoning will cure him of that
This is a crazy video.
inclination. Let's check on Gregory real quick. Ha! Still recovering from a hard day's work. Don't you move a muscle. Next up, it's time to blackmail
The guy who ordered the game again. The commentary on the ideas of like the company head being like, make Star Wars Battlefront 3, Well, how? Just do it.
the press.
He's done his job.
In a competitive market, blackmailing your local journalist can be one of the most effective methods of creating word-of-mouth buzz.
And
for
like
your
the idea of people go like, they paid off the journalists and stuff like this too, which like, again, we know they don't, but like, it's funny to have like this here as well, It definitely is.
sequel. In fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress. From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal HBO, everyone responds to blackmail.
And the way everyone loves blackmail, like it's a very like as you said, like classic video style
And if
thing.
you've never done it before, it's easy to practice at home on your friends and family.
Let's not do that.
Simply follow the instructional pamphlet that your teacher hands out after the end of the film. And finally, there's one last tool at our disposal for making the sequel feel fresh and exciting. And that's packaging the game with collector's edition merchandise.
Did they actually do this?
If you order the Stanley Parable 2, you'll receive this cow's egg.
What?
A single egg will produce over 1,000 cows, which are, of course, the sequel to pigs. And there you have it. Everything there is to know about producing the Stanley Parable 2.
Cows being a sequel to pigs is I'm trying to think if it makes sense in my head somehow.
Of course, you may know that there is also a game titled The Stanley Parable Ultra
Great game.
Deluxe.
Look at him climbing
so
on the desks.
which game is the true sequel to The Stanley Parable? It's an excellent question, Billy. One which the child soldiers have been working round the clock to come up with an answer
Okay, you
to.
need to stop.
And
You need to
after
stop.
many weeks of diligent research, the conclusion they've reached is, who gives a shit? All that matters is that it's more content for you to cram down your insatiable gullet. You don't want thoughtful and nuanced answers to complex questions, Billy. You just want to eat bubble gum and cheat at hopscotch. So get out there and consume. Do your civic duty and bully your parents into buying you every version of the Stanley Parable 2 on every platform.
Yeah, these are definitely like public domain videos, right?
Tell your friends to bully their parents as well. It's through community efforts like these that the world comes together in harmony and connection. And it's only through this connection that we'll defeat Time Dracula once and for all. Don't let the time-traveling vampires win. Buy the Stanley Parable 2 and pledge to support all sequels for today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
So time travel is a huge thing in this world. Time vampires are a real big thing in this world. What? Wait, he was 3? Why? Why would you do this? I'll take off the screen just to talk. I obviously I don't have a lot of time to talk about it now because we're recording the other part earlier today. But I think this is just like a really charming thing that Stanley Parable does, which is like, you know, kind of like a wink and a nudge to the camera every once in a while. And this video just feels like one big like you know, it's a commentary once again on the themes of Stanley Parable, whether it is the idea of like, you know, the parable where everyone's like being satiated, yo, you love a sequel, don't move any further, don't advance any further, or like talking about the idea of like how video games are pumped out by or they're worked hard on so hard by like these developers and these people who like create the ideas or like ask for the ideas. We should make a shooter game. We should make a battle royale, are the ones that sit back and relax and wait for it to happen. But then as soon as it's not profitable, they're the ones to like cut the cord there and like go, hey, let's not cut the cord is a bad idea, a way of saying it. They're the ones to cut it loose, you know? There's also like a, how do I say it? There's also like a commentary, I guess, on like sequels in general, like how everything in life is a sequel, kind of talking about how like, humans love like advancing forward, but they don't want to advance too far forward. And that's the point again with the Stanley stuff, which is we want Stanley to advance through this world. We want him to kind of like, you know, make some strides here, but we don't want him to go too far because when he goes too far, we have to reset the whole world. The escape pod, the actual escaping the world, all this stuff gets reset again. So the idea of like, say, for example, creating a plane for Stanley or this world is actually considered to be like too far. Whereas you can create like a new car, which would be a sequel to another car. Or a car is a sequel to a bike, is the way they put it. You know, a pig is the prequel to a cow. And like how everything we see in this world is like a sequel. So we all love sequels. Everyone loves, you know, lunch just as much as more than we love breakfast, even though I love breakfast more. There's like all this like commentary on that as well. There's also like a feeling as well amongst everything that like it's very dreary and dark in a very like cheerful tone. Where like you'll hear like the narrator be like, oh, this is happening here, and this is going to be this, and there's going to be a stoning happening, which makes the kind of like actual contents of everything very dark, but the actual voice so upbeat that it makes it like even feel a bit darker at times too. But I think again that is just trying to showcase like this idea that like look how much work we're putting into like making these sequels, all the sheets we're printing, and this is all just to entertain you. It does feel like rather wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but also like at times you're like, well, what? Like the stonings, the death of the kid there, having like, you know, child soldiers work on this stuff as well. Like it all is like it's very funny, but as I said as well, it also makes me feel very nervous as I'm watching it too. There's a feeling of like, oh, this is a little bit, like a bit off. There's something a bit off at all times with this. And I think that's like a really, Stanley Parable way of doing things, I guess. But yeah, it's a really interesting video. It's a funny video at times too. Yeah, I found it to be like scary and charming and funny and meta all at the same time, honestly. This is the pit area, right? Oh, we should go into the bucket area too since we have the bucket, right? We actually have the bucket with us.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Let's go.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time.
I think we're gonna have to set him a little bit again as well.
See, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
So, last time I didn't.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to share you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Let's see what happens if we do it again.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole. Did you really need to see it again?
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever.
Sure.
There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've
Again, so
prepared for
excited to
you.
show us all
I've
this
really
other stuff.
spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about...
Oh, and this time we landed because he
Oh,
talked for so
goodness.
long?
Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom.
Sure.
Yes, I know. I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my
I don't
opinion.
disagree.
Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
Agreed.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
No problem. I'll go whatever
If
you
that
want.
works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
So, once again, he made this hole to appease the player, to make the players happy who criticize his game. He's very self-conscious about this stuff. So then he makes something completely new. It's like someone eating your food and saying it sucked, and then you worked all day to cook a new meal for them, and then they still say it's not very great, or they poke a hole, and then you're like, "Oh, I worked all day for this," but you realize your true effort, your true objective is to make the player, the person who's eating the food, happy, and you go, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that." You know what I mean? But there is that frustration that he's trying to hide, for sure.
Oh, for heaven! You see, I was right. The problem is
I don't disagree.
The problem is that you like holes too much.
We love holes.
Not normal. A normal person would have said, "Yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all," but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this
Maybe?
time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite.
Not the opposite
Well,
of
I
infinite.
suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Again, from a feeling of pain, he's totally correct. The player, it's almost like a commentary on the player constantly jumping out of bounds. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're the reason why this isn't like actually infinite now. It's kind of like people going into like going too far in Subnautica and then like outrunning the ecological dead zone and then being like, and then being warped back. It's like, okay, fine, it's not like infinite. Okay, it's not infinite. All right, I don't think it's like a great commentary on games once again.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about.
Again, he's so excited
And I've
to
had
show
enough
us
of
the
the
stuff.
hole for a lifetime.
You have enough hole in your lifetime?
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
What?
If this starts to become a thing where...
That was very short this time.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see
Now
if it gets
that's
any
actually so
shorter.
interesting. Like, because he does have a game developer's heart in a way where he's like, at first he was like very upset by us finding out how short the hole actually was. Now he's like, no, let's test it out,
Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this
It's
point.
like a mini pit.
How is this still appealing to you?
Oh, sorry, I should let you keep
I
speaking.
know
I'm so
you're
sorry.
obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
I mean, it's interesting to see.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
No, it's not.
Is the teleport
That's so
button not
great.
working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Yeah, it's definitely
Still
not working.
nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it. than
He's
you
like,
could
I'm
ever
done with the
ask
game.
for.
I'm not developing
It's
this
a
anymore.
win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care,
No,
Stanley.
please, narrator. I'm
I
sorry.
hope you and the whole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Narrator, I'm really sorry. Narrator, I'm so sorry. Narrator, please. Please, narrator. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? What's happening? What the hell is happening? What are you doing? No freaking way. This is crazy. Are you joking? Like, the presentation of this? What do we even say to this now? Change your perspective. What? It's like the start to like an epic movie. A close-up of Stanley is insane, by the way. That never happens. What is like change your perception? Oh. Because now it's like not as scary, I guess. Now it's a horror game. No, it's definitely a horror game. Change your reality. What is this game doing? Oh, the red Stanley Parable 2 light. This is creeping me the hell out. What do we even do? Change yourself. What? Wait, what? What? What is that? What is that? That's actually not a bad Stanley model. Oh, this music as well. Oh my god, these different images.
Stanley? Stanley?
Narrator, please.
Stanley?
No, I want to see more.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off.
What are you talking about? I dozed
drifting away
off.
into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every
Narrator.
second of it. You don't want to miss a single.
I kind of do.
So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Narrator.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
No.
And I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
What? What am I doing? What am I... Wait, did it reset the game entirely? Oh, it resets it to here. So this is considered the starting point? I don't have a explanation for what that was. I don't even have like an inkling of what that was.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay. It takes a lot, I feel like, to make me kind of like not know what to say in a game. I'm a yapper, generationally so, you know. If aliens invade Earth and you need someone to just talk for hours just to keep them occupied, I think I'll be the one for the job, maybe. Just judging what people have said about me. An ending about changing your perspective, changing your reality. Like, is it trying to say that, like, the whole is only infinite if we want it to be infinite? It's small, shorter when it needs to be shorter, when we're more bored of it. Maybe the whole is some magical place where, like, reality is shifted, or maybe we're just having a dream where, like, we could change our reality. Maybe we want to change our reality, change our perception, change everything about ourselves. Maybe that is the case. That is one of the wildest moments I've ever had in a video game. That just made me feel infinitely nervous. We can't scan this with this, right? There's no scanning with this, and we can watch it in the game. Okay, I kind of want to go up to the area with the bucket. After that. Wait, can we put the bucket back? I thought there'd be 2 buckets.
Wait, there are 2 buckets here.
Oh no, there is 2 buckets.
How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
What?
Stanley! Oh, thank God, I didn't lose you.
The buckets
Stanley.
blew up?
The power of 2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them.
Well, you can destroy the buckets.
I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
I already forgive you, but, like, he's able to destroy the buckets somehow? So I wonder why he can't. Maybe it's like, I don't know, that's interesting, because he has the power in some way. Maybe just in this space where he has more control, he's able to destroy the bucket, because he does seem to have a little bit more control in here, I guess, in some cases. But he's saying the bucket is so powerful that 2 buckets would drive us crazy. Such an interesting idea there as well, right? The bucket is that powerful that 2 buckets at a time is too much. Do I begin the game again? Because I want to have the bucket with me when I'm here, right? Unless hopefully we won't go through back to this. Maybe we'll go. Oh, we do start here. Okay. My bad if that's the case. It's okay. We can get there very quickly.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had... It's bucket time.
So let's go through everything again, but this time we'll... I guess just go to the exit, because there's not other things I really need to try, right? Because we've done everything else. Oh, no, the achievement thing. Yes, he fixed the achievement thing. Yes, we have to check that out. He did fix the achievement thing.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
I don't think so.
The original Stanley parable was a landmark.
I think you've done a fantastic job. I think you're amazing.
It should live up to that legacy.
And I want you to be happy.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time
incredible, isn't it? It's always incredible.
The Stanley Parable 2.
There we go. Stanley Parable 2.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans
So
have
I
truly
wanna
been asking for.
just go through the entire
Now, to be
thing.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what
It's okay.
exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is
Come up
going
with some
to
ideas.
be.
The music here is so
But let's
beautiful,
take
so
a look at
somber.
some of the
It
features
gives such a
I've
different
been
feeling now that we're
developing
like
for
more
it.
pleasant with the narrator.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
So we have to go to the free achievement, right? Because he fixed it. He fixed the achievement. At least that's what he said he did, right? He said he fixed the
Now,
achievement.
here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What?
What?
Wait. What in the holy
Oh
hell
my
is going on?
god.
You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't
Oh,
fix it. I didn't do
no.
anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago.
Oh, this is brutal.
Who fixed it? Is someone
Oh,
here? Are we being watched?
yeah, we are.
Oh, God. Composure.
We're very much being watched, buddy.
Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It,
Oh, and he's trying to
it
act like he's in
truly
control
speaks
here.
to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable
Sure.
2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Oh, buddy. So, right then and there, he was expecting it to not work. And the omnipotent creator or whatever made it work. So now the narrator has two choices in his mind to protect his mind. Do I accept that someone's watching me? And I have to tell Stanley as well that someone's watching us? Do I accept that Stanley's not two options, multiple options? Do I accept that Stanley maybe has betrayed me in some way and is talking to somebody else this time and not just me? Do I accept that I don't have a lot of control in here, or do I protect my mind by pretending or like trying to convince Stanley that, and maybe even himself, that he did have a hand in creating this? In reality, it feels like we betrayed the narrator. To me, that's what it feels like. It feels like really bad. It does not feel good. The narrator, set up this place like in a way that he knows exactly what everything is, and it's almost like, again, it's something that it seems like such a dig to the narrator, and such just, again, another bit of spit on the narrator to me, from the ultimate creator.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Because to me it isn't a there's Mariella as well, because to me it isn't, how do I say it? I don't give a damn about getting a test achievement, really. You know what I mean? I don't really care that much about getting a test achievement. Not trying to insult the game, because that's the whole point. The whole point of the game is that it's such a minor thing. Who would care? Like, I wouldn't personally care about getting an achievement at all, actually. It's not really something I like to do. But I think that's the point. I think it's the point that, like, not everyone's going to be like, oh, I can get a test achievement? Cool. It's like, no, it's to me the ultimate creator once again saying F you to the narrator and showing him that he has ultimate control here, and showing him that, like, no, I decide everything, you know?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get
rough.
Well
It's
Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go
So we
with?
chose the other one last time.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which
this is the
one
better
you
option
actually
anyway.
really wanted all along.
Jeez, this is really funny.
Get Well Someday it is.
So that's going to change the whole office then. Once again, to have these around here instead. I think this is all like the same
Actually, maybe I should have gone with
stuff.
No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
I'll check the collectible just in case, right? To see if anything changes. If not, we'll just go to the exit with the bucket, right? That's all I can think to do. Out of order, you've already been here? Okay, so to me, the game is telling me that, like, we've kind of done everything that needs to be done. We did the bucket thing.
Calling it the Stanley Parable
QR
2
code.
is just so much catchier than
Nah.
Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, we
don't
didn't do
you
the
think?
epilogue, I suppose.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right
I think
there.
Ultra Deluxe is kind of
It's
like a buzzword, right?
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Man, there's like 1, 2 here like this. That I didn't never even notice that.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it,
Oh my god, they
Stanley?
did add the epilogue to the game.
Yes, it will go at the end of the... well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. And the settings door is still closed, right? Because I didn't mess with all the settings. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the exit. Let's go to the exit because I think we've done everything we have to do here. We did the infinite hole. Yeah, we've done everything we can do here. Let's go. Wait, the exit is open. Okay, we can just go this way. Yeah, this has been this is the weirdest ending to a game I've ever played. Honestly, it just feels weird.
Because we're gone.
Okay.
What could it mean?
I'm a little
Stanley
confused.
decided to go to the meeting room. It's bucket time.
But what I'm gonna do, I have heard now, after an inquiry, that like I have to go up to
Stanley
the
clutched
executive
the bucket
bathroom.
tightly.
But I think it's here in the executive bathroom. New memory zone. Oh. Wait, really? Here? Wait, what? So this is the bathroom is the memory zone now? Oh.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
So this is a way to get.
Ultra
Oh, now
Deluxe.
there's a way to get back to those other areas.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013
But we
on
do we need to
home
do this
computers.
again?
After receiving critical and commercial success,
really great
it was
artwork.
expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Very cool.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yeah, I've always been like a big fan of
well,
this.
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I really, really love the idea of the that artwork there as well.
Wait, Stanley. I've just now realized that bucket you're holding. It's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel. How did you get your hands on it?
That's so interesting.
Isn't this the preview to the sequel? How do you have the bucket already?
That's so interesting.
This makes no sense at all.
Is that all?
Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas?
I thought it was
for
just
the
gonna be a little
sequel?
Easter egg.
I don't remember doing that at all. You're seeing things all out
I
of
think so.
order.
I think we are. The narrator's kind of like, hey man, I've been prepared this for a while. The jump circle, like what's happening
What
here?
order are all of these endings arranged in exactly? Oh, bloody hell, this game is far too complicated.
Because we already got these jumps as well. Should we stand in the circle to see who's hissing?
So this means you must have already been to my exhibit on the Stanley Parable.
We have. We
too,
definitely have.
Because how else would you have the bucket?
Exactly. It's just so interesting that he's like, always like, yeah, like it must be a mind F for him to see us with the bucket, especially with all these stickers on it as well. Do we just keep going?
The infinite hole. The gym button. Did you see them already?
Yeah.
Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them. They're not even close to finished. How did they look when you saw them?
This is like
Were
a
they
game leak.
captivating? Were they exciting? Did they fulfill on the promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could
I
possibly
know he's like, was it good? Was it good? Like, you know?
Had I figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game?
Oh, don't worry. You figured out something crazy. I'll tell you this much, narrator. But like, honestly, your creative vision was always hampered by something else. Now, in terms of the game, like the hampering by the creator above everything, it was an amazing aspect of the game, like writing wise. But obviously, like it is constantly like spitting on the director, the narrator feels like to me, or disrespecting them.
Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, If the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it
Oh, you have no
correctly.
idea, narrator.
Yes. You carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to
Yeah?
accomplish.
Is that what you done?
The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it! I win! I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable. Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
He's just happy he
Thank you
succeeded.
For taking the bucket everywhere with you, clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means
Okay.
I am victorious over the game.
Tell him, narrator. Yes.
Victory on my soul.
Let's go.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
No problem.
The bucket is the Stanley Parable now. They are one and the same. There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket.
Oh, you have no idea.
I win. 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 I win.
The happiness he has here. It's gonna reset. The absolute happiness he
All
felt
of his
there.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we can also then press on the memory thing as well. I wonder will anything happen if you have the bucket if we go to
bucket time.
the other memory zone? Probably not. Maybe so. Let's check it out. You know. Is this? What the hell's happening? What the hell's happening? Oh, it's just like in a
Stanley
extended
clutched the
hallway.
bucket
They do
tightly
that
to his
sometime where they
chest
change the
and
hallway just
entered the door
randomly,
on his left.
and it always makes you really unnerved. Let's go back up and let's press the other one again, and then that's where we'll
Still
call it
no one
quits.
was
If
here.
there's nothing
Stanley
different there,
needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than
we'll know
ever.
then. You know.
Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
New memory zone. I mean, it's where most people remember stuff as well, right? So if we click on this, I mean, go to the real memory zone, the other memory zone, the memory zone we remember. Oh, we're starting here?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra
We don't have the
Deluxe
bucket with
content
us.
turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game...
Yeah, that's just us trying to see this ending again. That's interesting. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, the endings we got today. The two most important ones, I think, were the ending we just got there, where he's like, I win, I win, I win, I win, I win, I win. And the ending where, obviously, the epilogue as well. And the heaven ending, right? The where we went to heaven. You know what's so interesting about that? The idea of Stanley being in this like really glorious place, this beautiful location, all this stuff as well. Just to go with that ending there, it's like it really does feel like I think I think it's the most straightforward ending. So we don't have to talk about that in great detail. It's the most straightforward ending. When he has the bucket, when he knows about the bucket is his heaven. When he doesn't know about the bucket, the heaven is his pressing buttons. Stanley longs to be placated and to be satisfied and to be satiated. That's his longing. He wants to constantly be in a place where he has no worries and he doesn't have to think about life. That's kind of like a lot of people feel sometimes too, right? Of course. And I feel like that's what he's hoping for as well, is this feeling of like, I don't have to think about my next move. I don't have to think about what's going to happen next. Which again, I'm not judging Stanley for that. Like, again, that's something that we all kind of like, in some ways would like wish to happen, even though like a lot of us like want to like decide things for life. Of course, like me too. Like I would definitely be like that as well. But I do think there is like an element of like in this where like Stanley like is an extreme case of this where like he wants everything decided for him because it's easier. The epilogue we did to me was like kind of showcasing the passage of time, but also like to me like it had like a lot of like very destructive elements towards the narrator. I think like the guy who created this world and created like Stanley and the narrator, I think that in my theory is at some point this person who created Stanley and the narrator realized that like the Stanley and the narrator were like, in my opinion, probably getting like very acquainted and getting very on the same page. Probably came close a few times to like escaping this place, possibly, you know what I mean, in some way. And he decided to maybe like politic their way into the heart of Stanley in a way. And that ending hurt a lot to me because it really felt like he was kind of like pushing the narrator like the bucket was the wedge between us and the narrator, and he finally pushed the narrator aside and said like, me and you will create the sequel. So now, again, why it feels like a betrayal of the narrator for me personally is that I'm playing this game and I have been with the narrator this whole time. We both been so confused about like what's happening and what could be happening. We're still are confused. Nothing ever is like fully determined, right? It's all up to interpretation. But now I know some more stuff than the narrator. Stanley does as well. Stanley knows that like, there is like someone resetting this thing. Stanley knows that there's going to be like infinite sequels, but the narrator is not fully aware of what's happening. Stanley went and pressed that test achievement when the narrator thought that it wasn't an achievement, it wasn't working. And the reason why that hurt more than anything in this game was because you truly realized that the narrator was like not in control fully, for real, finalized to me. And again, if you have a theory where he is in control, that's fine too. But I'm saying for me personally, like when I saw him like react to us pressing that test achievement, that was a hurt. It was once again a pain where it's like, what do I do now? Like Stanley knew about this test achievement working. Are we being watched? And I think it's like he's almost aware we're being watched. And I think there's like two things, like a bunch of things you can say, like why he did that there. He's trying to keep Stanley happy. He's trying to keep us happy. He doesn't want to think about the idea that like there's someone watching us, or he knows someone's watching us and he doesn't want to admit it openly because that could be damaging to him or to Stanley. But it was a hurtful moment where I really felt like for one of the few times in this game, post me understanding or becoming better pals with the narrator, where I felt like truly the creator of this game, not the real game, the world we're in, doesn't want Stanley and the narrator on the same page, in my opinion. And looks down on the narrator quite a bit as someone who is too creative, is too caring, is too like it's clear to me. Like my theory is that whoever created this world created the narrator and us, and as almost like it feels like one big thought experiment in some ways, or just like some sort of big of entertainment for this person. And what they've witnessed over time is the narrator becoming kinder and kinder to Stanley, and Stanley and the narrator working more and more together. And I'm guessing in a way that's probably not as like entertaining or not as like thought provoking, because there's not like a lot of choices, like what are you gonna do here, what choices you make here. But to the creator of this world, saw the narrator basically attempting to get so creative, attempting to like maybe end the loop, maybe like try to get assert their power as much as possible. And it feels like I'm now thinking that the guy who created the overworld created the stairs, by the way, as well, because he wanted Stanley to. I think and this is maybe a painful thing to think about, I genuinely think the creator of this world hates the narrator. He's grown to hate the narrator. I think the ending where we jumped off the ledge over and over again, I think that creator's world, like, genuinely, I think Stanley was brought here more than anything from the creator's perspective, probably to annoy and hurt the narrator, whereas we have grown to love the narrator. And I think that's why the creator isn't a fan of the narrator and Stanley being like a thing. And that's why the bucket was created almost as a wedge. While the narrator and Stanley satiated each other and kept each other comfortable, they're like each other's bucket almost. The bucket was created to create that wedge between Stanley and the narrator. And he made, he gave the option for us to like over and over again jump off a railing rather than stay with the narrator. He cut off the narrator, when we went to the escape pod and stuff like this as well. Like, I feel there's a bunch of different times where, there's stuff put in place to irritate the narrator. And I think that's intentional, maybe, because I think whoever created this does not like the narrator for some reason. And maybe it's because they have their own power trip where anyone else who thinks they have power, it like annoys them. Maybe they like the idea of someone thinking they have power, but they don't actually have power. Maybe they love the idea of someone being powerless, thinking that they're in control. There could be that as well. And I think that ending where like I think he literally did the test achievement not for us, but to once again upset the narrator. I think the narrator is the true victim of this entire story. That's my ending theory. I think this whole world was created to annoy the narrator. I think the whole world was created to make the narrator feel like he has no control whatsoever. And maybe like you guys might agree with that. Maybe you won't agree with that. I don't think Stanley is the main character of this game. I think the narrator is. That's my perspective. I think the narrator is the one who's being punished for something that he, whatever. That's what I think. That's my whole entire theory about this entire game. And then I'm glad we ended on the ending where he like felt like he won. You know why? Because while it's not real, and while he didn't win, and while he wasn't winning in this situation technically, the narrator got to feel like he won in our last ending we did. You know? He got to feel like he did something. He got to feel like his game was successful. He got to feel like his game was implemented right. He got to feel like people actually liked his game and people loved his game. Oh, you're holding the bucket? That means the game must have worked. So if this is the final ending we get for this game, at the very, very least, the narrator can now, at least for the last ending, feel like they won. You know, feel like they're happy. Feel like what they created worked. And that's my perspective on it anyway. Yeah, so that's my kind of perspective on all the stuff that happened today. In terms of like everything all in a row and all this stuff. Obviously that's, by the way, other stuff with the epilogue ending, other than just like the stuff that the creator did. I also think the epilogue was trying to showcase that, like, you know, the passage of time, how like punishing this, how this world like was created by the narrator. Again, showing the effort of the narrator, see like the achievements, all this. No, sorry, not the world was created by the narrator. The world was utilized by the narrator. And I think the button now saying Stanley to me was the most important part of this game for me. In terms of like my emotional connection to the narrator, because that showcased to me that he did eventually, with the passage of time, put the effort in to change the button for Stanley. Not for anyone else, for Stanley. Or at least change it so that whoever presses his names plays, right? So it shows he did put the effort, he did care, and he did care so much. He cared so much, and that's why the creator like was getting pissed off at him. That's why he created a wedge between him, because he cared about Stanley, he cared about the players. He really did. Yeah, so in terms of my overall thoughts, so I keep moving on for the epilogue. The epilogue is, I think, it shows a degradation of like the whole world, but also shows like, again, all the effort that the narrator, like really, all the stuff the narrator cared about, the collectibles, the reviews. And even after the game is like gone and all the stuff has been destroyed, the reviews still stand, and like the negativity that plagued the narrator is still there. So even though he's moved on and the whole world has turned to dust and sand, he's still legitimately at this point, has the thing that still stands. If you delisting the game, those reviews are still gonna be up on like IGN, all this stuff, and it really feels like that's like what it is. It's like, yeah, the world will fall apart, and you make your whole world fall apart about all these reviews and all the things that people say, and the whole world literally falls apart. But guess what? Those reviews don't leave the world, you know what I mean? Just because you get upset, they just don't. Yeah, in terms of like this entire game, then let's get onto it, okay? I think this is like a really just a masterpiece of a work of art. I think the biggest compliment I can give this game is that from start to finish, my perspective changed so many times. And that's like a credit to this game, is that I can play this game and like constantly like my perception and my ideas are changing as I'm going. It's not just a game where like, scene 2, you find out what's happening and you go, okay, this is where we're going with this. You can watch my journey with this game and see where I started by being angry at the narrator, feeling claustrophobic, feeling painful, feeling sad and scared, to still feeling like some of those elements. But the narrator started to grow on me, and his story started to grow on me, and the idea of the story started to grow on me. So over time, it kept changing and changing and changing, and to me, that's a sign of a really good game. I went from seeing this game as a torture device that the narrator is using to torture Stanley, to seeing it as the narrator as the main character who's getting tortured by the creator. I feel like that's a big change, and that's a showcase of the game. Again, I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening, but that's my feelings, and that's why everything has changed. I think it's so impressive how they've done that as well. I think that they do meta in a way that's like not insulting. Like the meta aspects of the game don't feel like it's like they're insulting players, they're insulting people who play games. Because I think that sometimes, like, when you play like a game that has like, jokes in it and stuff like that too, sometimes it can feel like it's like insulting the player, sometimes it can't. Like sometimes you play a game where, like, say you pick up a gun and like the character goes, "Oh, a gun, huh? I won't be getting a high score with this," and then they turn to camera, "But maybe you will," or something like that. And it's like, that's a bad example, because that's kind of, that would be charming if I saw it, I suppose. But I mean, it's more just like they comment on an aspect of like gaming culture where it's like, it feels like they're insulting people in video games, where like, I guess like, it's like, I'm trying to think of a better example of, someone, shoot, use pick up a gun and start shooting like enemies and stuff like this too. And they go, wow, do you never stop to think about how like you love shooting games so much? Like, and I feel like there's a difference between like the way the narrator does and the way that this game does it, the way other games might do it. Because I feel like other games are kind of like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you're playing a shooter now. You're playing a mindless shooter, And it's like, and I feel like what's so great about Stanley Parable, it's kind of a celebration of like someone wanting to create a game in terms of the narrator, someone wanting gamers to be happy. And celebrating all those different genres and the ideas around them. Like, even when they did the leaderboard thing, it was a way to kind of like make fun of Stanley, not make fun of the player themselves. Because it's, again, the creator themselves, I think, has said that they didn't want to like insult anybody and make fun of anybody. But yeah, like that's what it is to me. It is a celebration of games rather than is like an insult to gamers and people who play games. Even though like it's not, it's a type of jabs that don't hurt. It doesn't like, if they will make fun of like RPGs, they'll make fun of like shooter games, they'll make fun of all this stuff, and it never feels like, oh, that's in bad taste, or like, I disagree. It's it's the narrator having a bit of fun. The story aspects, as I said, were amazing. How like we got from the start to the finish here with the narrator and all these different routes. I love the visual aspects. Like, I actually like really adore how The Office went from being, and someone pointed this out too, like Danny, a very long time viewer, pointed out the idea that like, when we left the office and we came back, it was actually like very nice. Do you know what I mean? It was actually like a very nice situation where like the office almost felt comfortable after leaving the office for the new content for a bit, and then we came back to the office and was like, oh my god, this actually feels kind of nice now. This has gone from a place that feels suffocating to being like something that like has satiated me. And I think that's another part of the story. Like, I'm on the hamster wheel now and I feel satiated, and people pointed out as well how like I'm kind of like, I fell into this game and I absorbed myself in this game to the point that like I think the game was almost like fooling me as well to like, loving this game. And I agree. I don't care if like it makes me seem like a mark, as they would call it in the circus, like someone they could trick or whatever. I love it. I love being like a mark with this type of stuff where like a game can fully capture me and bring me in and trick me and fool me and do all this stuff. Because just like I get satisfied when I get something right, I'm just as satisfied playing a game where I feel confused, because that means like confusion leads to like either a revelation or like a laugh, 100 laughs, or some more fun that comes along with trying to figure out what that confusion was all about, some conversations. So I don't mind like, and I also don't mind like the idea of a game, tricking me at times or or like, like the time when the game goes like, oh, someone's behind you. I don't mind like looking around and being like, because again, in the moment I just do it because like I'm scared. But like afterwards when I'm editing, I'm like, that was fun. It was really fun. It's really fun that like being along for the ride. And I say this about every game I play. I'm playing Ace Attorney right now. I'd rather a game take me for a ride rather than resist the ride, because like sometimes it's like one of my pet peeves personally for me. Again, I don't want to insult any other Let's Players. Everyone does it in their own way, and no one. I'm not saying I'm unique and like I'm the only one who does this. Like a lot of people get absorbed by games, but when I do find a Let's Player who kind of like plays games where they're resisting every moment, it's not as fun for me. Like, so I like to get absorbed in the games. I like to get captured by games. Like when I'm playing Ace Attorney, for example, like I go like I'm along for the ride. If a character is like, tricking someone, like obviously I'm not saying, by the way, if I figure something out, I'm not going to be like, I don't want to sound like an Ace Attorney. If I figure something out, I usually say I figure something out. As you've seen my playthroughs, I do that. But like, I don't mind that the game tricks me sometimes. I don't mind that the game confuses me sometimes. I don't mind being wrong in games, because like it's all coming along for the ride and it feels very fun and it feels very fresh and it feels like a very exciting thing to do personally. So I have no problem with like being like utterly, absolutely confused at times in these games. Yeah, like I love being absorbed by this game. So really, like this whole game was like a full exploration into a meta perspective on games. It was an exploration of two characters who really did like need each other a lot, Stanley and the narrator, who were both like stuck in a loop. There's an overarching creator and like some demon that's involved in this too. It's more spiritual than we think. But really, I think the crux of this game is Stanley is someone who desires to be satiated. The narrator is someone who desires to talk to Stanley and have someone to talk to. And they were in this loop together where they kind of became friends, and the creator put a wedge between them, and the creator now once again wants to satiate Stanley, but is not giving the same kind of benefits to the narrator. Yeah, I think this is a superb game. It's really a superb game. In terms of my favorite routes, I'm trying to think now what would be my favorite ones. I really love the bucket ending where you jump over the railings and you have to like live a life with the bucket. I thought that was like a really interesting thing. So obviously seeing the different games was such an interesting idea as well. I'm trying to think of like what we like. There's so many routes we did. And I'm trying to think of like what was the absolute best of the best. I think my favorite one is both bucket escape pod ending and escape pod ending. Because the first escape pod ending, we tried to get out and we get cut off. The second escape pod ending, the creator lets us do it because it knows that we're going to get the bucket back. And also it knows that like we love the bucket so much that we're going to let it escape. I think the bucket destroyer ending is also very weird too. I think just any ending where it showcases like what, like, you know, demonic things are happening here is really good too. I love the tape ending. Like there's so many really fantastic endings. In the Stanley Parable, they're just like absolutely off the wall and crazy. I think the bomb ending is also very interesting because it was the last time I really felt the narrator hated us. It was like one of the last times. But really, I just love how this game is laid out. The endings are great. The meta perspective, the conversation about what Stanley and the narrator are. Even like the layout of the game. I love how iconic the two doors have come, which is so funny that I laughed like a while back at the nostalgia of when you talk about, oh, the two doors are nostalgic. Now I see the two doors and I do feel like already instantly like weird. I'm like, oh, there's the two doors. Oh, like every time I get back there, oh my God, you know, like where it's like, I literally was laughing at that idea like 5 episodes ago where I was like, man, like give it a year, narrator, give it a year. And now I'm like, oh, two doors, you know, which I really like that aspect as well, that it has become iconic. I love the layout of the office, like getting to know the office, all the different like little details. Oh no, you know what actually is great? The collectible stuff. The collectible stuff was my favorite thing actually. I thought it was so cool. I think they really outdid themselves with the Ultra Deluxe stuff. But to me, this is like, just to put a pin in this, because I'm not going to talk forever about this, but I think this is actually like a very sad game. I think that it makes me more sad than anything for the narrator. A people pleaser who really wants to please everyone around and gets frustrated by the people not being pleased by the stuff he does. It really is like a dark aspect because like you can see how far people will go to like make people happy in that sense. And he's like a character who like jumped like through hoops to make Stanley do something that was like, to make him see something that was enjoyable. That was the whole idea of this game originally. I want you to see a story that's enjoyable. But really it was also because like while he was trying to help Stanley see the story, he was really trying to help himself like have a friend. Like, let's be honest here. Like, let's be completely honest. He was lonely. I feel there's a loneliness. There's a need for companionship. There's a need for fulfillment in this game. There's elements of the idea of like everyone being on the wheel, the hamster wheel, the mundane aspects of life. Like, to me, it really is like a story of sadness and friendship and escapism and all this stuff that gets rolled into one, where the narrator, as I said, is the main character. And he's a character I don't think I'd ever forget. Like, he really is a character I don't forget. And like, I don't want to look down on the narrator at all. I hope it doesn't sound like that, but it was the final moment when he said, I win. I was never happier than I ever was in this game. And that's insane to me. Because this game started off, as I said, as a game where I thought he was torturing us, and I slowly started to think he was being tortured as well, that he's being hurt as well. And you even saw, and the original idea of the game was just him wanting us to see a good story. And that's why he's frustrated by that we were resisting. He's like, I want to help. Like, what are you doing? I want to help. So us going through the wrong door almost instantly really is a feeling that he was kind of like, you know, why are you doing this when I just want to help you? And I do think the creator wants us to go through the wrong doors and do all the wrong choices because, again, that's more interesting, right, as an entertainment piece. But yeah, this is a sad game. I hope the narrator somehow finds happiness, and we might be back into this game, so I might have to do this next time again, but just for the narrator, let's get out of this loop. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you guys for supporting this playthrough. This has been absolutely amazing. If this is the final episode, I want to say thank you so much for being an amazing audience. This has been such an incredible time, such a surprising time for me as a video game player, because again, while I love the Stanley Parable, the concept of it, and playing through it, there wasn't a sure thing that I would love it. You know what I mean? There wasn't a sure thing, but I think you guys knew it, which is why I appreciate you guys so much. It happens all the time where I'm like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this. But you guys are like, we know you. You will like this. and I appreciate that. In terms of the next game, I want to play Dispatch and I want to play Road to Empress. The two games that I've been looking at recently that I find really interesting. But for now, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much to my patrons of the highest tier for being so amazing and for being so supportive. Such an amazing time I've had with this game. In a way, it feels like I'm leaving the narrator behind. Thank you so much to Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish Adusta, Lynx Markey, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, and new patron who joined this week, Neo Sharite. Sharite, please always correct me if I get that wrong. Thank you so much for joining. And my YouTube members the highest here, Roll Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys very soon. Bye-bye.